Are you in for 8 sides? Hello and welcome back. In this day and age, when mastering engineers and record labels seem to be more important than the artists themselves, I think it's time to look back and think about the music. I never liked double albums too much. Not only Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, but any classic, Pink Floyd's The Wall, Tommy the Who, uh, Yes, Tales from the Topographic Oceans. I think it was too much music, that they put too much into it. And I don't think you can be really successful with when you're trying to get 80 minutes of music crammed into two LPs, right? Of course, I respect the people who liked it, but I've always struggled to end this album. And I think partly because when it came out in the 70s, you couldn't skip tracks, right, like on CD. So you had to sit through the whole thing, right? You started on track one, side one, and ended with it on side four, right? You had to get up 4 times to flip sides, and you had to be absolutely focused and not interrupted by anything or by anyone. Also, I found the story a bit dark, and the lyrics, at least to me, hard to understand, right? And hard to squeeze them into the stories. Don't get me wrong. I think there are some brilliant Genesis tracks here, right? Great, right? Like In the Cage, Back in New York City, The Carpet Crawlers, Fly on the Windshield, you name it. But I think there are weak tracks, especially on side four, and even some fillers, right? Like Silent Sorrow on Empty Roads. But as I said, I found side four the most difficult one to cope with, and especially the end. Right, I never liked it as a grand finale. Right, if you take the lyrics separately, they're great. If you take Hackett soloing, it's great. But if you put the two things together, seem to to be bothering each other, right? And not reaching that conclusion that really that really make you feel satisfied after listening through the whole thing. Uh, Now we've got a another Atlantic 45 RPM coming out. I think it's come out in the States already, December the 8th, and it'll soon be here. And of course, wondering whether to get it or not. I'm on the fence, and this channel is called Vinyl in Perspective, and for a reason, right? Because I try to find pros and cons about buying an album. I'm not a rich man, and I have to think things carefully, right? Uh, I've got two fantastic presents, right? That sound great, right? Well, not the one you've got here. I've used this one just to, for decoration purposes, right? But I've got these two copies that I'll show you, right? They're in a near mint condition because I bought them a long time ago when vinyl records were not that expensive, right? This is the US Porky, right, on the Atco label, and it sounds fantastic, right? And it doesn't have the hum problem, right, that some UK Porkies have, right? This one sounds brilliant. As I said, it's in perfect condition and very well balanced, and the sound is fantastic, right? Uh, I've had, I've also have a German first pressing that most people consider best, right? And it's also near mint or mint condition, right? This has very nice bass, very nice bass pedal solos. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Both copies sound great, and I'm really happy with them. I never felt the need to upgrade them. I didn't even buy the classic records when it came out because I was, it was more than enough. But I'm really considering now getting the Atlantic, right? Uh, let's see the pros and cons, right? Against buying, I've got a couple of things, right? Selling them by the pound, which I did buy, was $60 in the States, but it was about 90 here, right? But this one is $120 in the States, and it will reach 190 here, right? Plus shipping, that makes $200, and that's a lot for an album. And especially for an album I've got great copies of. And my other point against buying it is the eight sides, right? If I've always struggled to flip four sides to play the lamb. I can't picture myself getting up eight times, right, to sit through the whole thing. On the other hand, I think this might be the last time the analog tapes will be used without any digital step, and I think I must jump to the occasion. Uh, Also, and I will talk about this when I make the video of Sell in England, when I compare the pressings, right? I like the Atlantic, right? And I think they're probably going to do a great job with this, right? Also, I don't find it very, how can I put it, right? Very easy to handle such a big thing, right? Because it's going to be four LPs, right? Will again take up a lot of space on my shelves, and I have to consider that as well. And also, there's been some issues with Sal in England concerning edge warps and some other flaws, right? But we all know that Atlantics delivers, right? So in case there's something wrong with them, you get a replacement for sure. Uh, Another thing to consider it's the Super Audio CD, right? Because if it shares the same mastering than the vinyl, then it's a possibility, right? You only have to play probably two discs, right? So you only have to get up once, right, to play the whole thing. But I love vinyl and I love the vinyl artifact, right? So I'm a bit on the fence. I think that I might eventually buy it, right? But I like to know your opinion. Have you got these copies? Have you got the classic one? If so, how does it sound? Are you in for the Atlantic 75? Let me know your opinions, right, and your comments. Well, thanks so much for your feedback and for guiding me to other presents I didn't know, and that sounded really great. Um, that's all for now. I hope you leave your comments as usual, your suggestions, and I'll be back with more vinyl reviews. Bye for now and take care.